Ma'am, I have only 5 pages, so can I take new book?
Yes, of course. You have five pages, right? Then it's
Excuse
okay. It will work.
me. Excuse me,
After
Rema ma'am.
completing these pages, you can use the next notebook. Okay, good morning, all of you. Mute your
Good
mics,
morning,
everyone.
ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So, as you all know that we have already started our chapter tens and hundreds, chapter number 10. So, let's continue it with this chapter with the topic how to read and write decimal numbers. If we know the number is the decimal number, but how we have to read that number and how we have to write that number in words, right? So now there are some rules of reading and writing the decimal numbers. I'm going to present my screen and I'll show you one video. You first have to listen and observe and understand it carefully. Then we will start writing in the notebook. In between, you will not write anything in the notebook. First, we have to understand it. And then when I will instruct you to write, then you have to write it. Okay?
Renu ma'am.
Yes.
Renu ma'am, I want to say something.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, actually my maths notebook is lost. So, ma'am, when I will get the maths notebook, so that work will be before Diwali, and after Diwali, I am going to make a new notebook. Is it okay?
Yes, you now make a new notebook.
Yes.
And
After
meantime,
that,
you search for the old notebook also.
yes, ma'am.
The
Okay.
house the notebook gets lost.
And you
If
are
it
at
gets
home
lost
right
in the
now
school,
also.
it is understood you lost it in lose it in the school.
Okay, children, let's start. Reading and writing decimals numbers. When reading decimal numbers, simply read the whole number part as normal. Whole number part as normal. As you have understood that, yesterday I told you, before the decimal number, before the decimal point, the numbers are the whole numbers. And after the decimal point are the numbers represent the decimal point. And now, when reading decimal numbers, simply read the whole number part as normal. As you read that, if it is 45.32, so you will read 42, right? And in place of decimal, see my dear children, there are two rules I am going to explain you. First rule is the standard rule, in which in the place of decimal point, you will not write decimal point, you will write end. So 42 and 3, sorry, 32. In place of 32, how you will write the 32, that you have to understand. So to represent the decimal point, you have to write end and continue reading the number as normal. Means after the decimal, also the numbers you have to read them normal. But and with the last place value. Means if I say 45.32 means 3 tens and 2 hundredths. So 32 hundredths you will write after the decimal. If there are no whole numbers in front of the decimal value, you do not use the word and. Because if there is 0.39, so you will not use and, because we are not having the whole number. So for that we write 39 hundredths. Rather, you simply read the number as normal and end with the last place value of the number. I will more explain you in the detail once I will play this video, sorry, and you will understand it more better way with the examples.
Welcome back to Mr. Morrill's intensive math class. Today we're going to learn how to read and write decimal numbers. The good news, it's very simple and very similar to whole numbers. When reading decimal numbers, simply read the whole number part as normal and use the and, okay, the word and, to represent the decimal point. and continue reading the number as normal, but end with the last place value. If there are no whole numbers in front of the decimal, you do not use the word and. Rather, you simply read the number as normal and end with the last place value of the number. For example, check out this table that I created for you guys. Okay?
Now check this table carefully and try to understand it how it is written.
Remember, we know already the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, etc. The decimal point represents the word and, or vice versa. And represents the decimal point. Then you have the tenths, THS, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000s, 100,000s, millionths, 10 millionths. Please notice the THS on all of them. That's how you know it's a decimal part, the THS. THS. So, how does this work? This first number, guys, how do you think I would read this? Anyone want to take a shot at it? Sir.
Can you please try it? How we have to write this number?
124.123.
It is not 124, 100.
Ma'am, 124 and 123.
Aryan, please speak.
124 and 123.
No.
Ma'am, please can I?
Yes, Advika.
124.123.
In place of point, what we are using?
And
And. So what you will write? 124 and then what you write?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, because we
I have after the point we will read the numbers separately.
My dear, as I told you in the beginning that there are two rules of writing the decimal numbers. First rule, when I was explaining the first rule, did I say to read it separately? No. I'm not talking about the second rule. In the second rule, you will learn then to read the numbers separately. In the first rule, you have to read the numbers normally, but and with the last place value. It is decimal, like 0.123, so you will read 100, like C.
Ma'am, but where to speak and where to speak the decimal? Ma'am, we will say like this 124 and 123. 123. You are trying to say that when we are speaking at that time we have to.
No, you can use any one method. Okay. And when you have to it is given in your question. Yes.
Ma'am, like so we will say like this 124 and 123 and 123.
123. Like, see, I will explain you like this. Listen to it carefully again.
Beautiful. 124 and 123 thousandths.
As I told you, you read the number after the decimal also as normal the way you read. But and with, just see the and place where the last place value of after the decimals. Like it is ending here at thousands. So it will be 124 and 123 thousandths. Am I clear to you all here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, Madhuri ma'am, please open the chat box. They have to write the number, any one number with the decimal.
Yes, ma'am.
And write them in the words. Everyone, please start writing in the chat box.
Open, ma'am.
Any one example of decimal numbers and write it in the words also. Please write it in the words together. I will not read the number first and then read the decimal words. Please write it in words also together. Maisha, please write it in words also together. Aryan, this is so big number. Check your numbers.
Then from mistake I type.
Please write the number, decimal number along with in words also. Like Rudra has written 694.342. How will I read this number and how I will write this number? Please tell me. Yes, Arna has written 145 and 213 thousands. Thousand spelling is not correct. Please check, Arna. THS will come. THOUSAN.
Okay, ma'am, I will correct it.
Yes. Please write in the chat box. Nishika has written 572 and 347 thousandths, where the end place value goes. So please write the last place value also, Nishika. Children, you still facing the difficulty to write THS. Advika. Maisha, please complete it. Pranshu has written 13. Pranshu, in place of point, right end. 13 and 45 hundredths. Write hundredths also.
Okay,
The last
ma'am.
place value after the decimal.
Ma'am, I
First, read
corrected.
normally, write it normally and write the last place value. Ishana has written 136 and 345 thousands. Yes. 236 and 678. No. Preet, write 678 thousands.
Ma'am, check mine.
Advika, yes. Advika has written 153 and 268 thousands. Check. Aryan has written 147 hundredths.
Check mine.
Whose name? Please tell your name also. Swara has written 3,684 and 26.
Ma'am, can you check mine?
Renu ma'am, please check mine also.
Yeah, ma'am, I will check. Swara, you have written 210 600ths. No, you write 26 hundredths.
Ma'am, can you check mine?
Yeah, I will check. Aheli has written 127 and 200. No, Aheli, just check. You have to write 200. Same simple 100. 289 thousandths.
Ma'am, check mine.
Only THS will come with the last place value. Arush has written 777 and 800. Arush, again the THS will come with the last place value. 888 thousandths. Madhuri ma'am has written 12 and 46 hundredths. Yes, ma'am, right.
Thank you.
Maisha has written, please check. Rishang has written 345 and 78. No, please just check yours also, Rishang. And 700.
Then I was right.
710 thousands. Yes.
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
167 and where is 167? Where is and Kanan? And 177 thousands will also come, Kanan. And where is and for the decimal point? Who is saying? Divanshi.
Nishika.
Ma'am, mine.
Right.
Mine.
Now listen. Okay. Now children, you have to type. I will read it later after the class. Once again, I will show you. And please listen it carefully. Mute your mics now.
Number is normal and end with the last place value. In this case, the 3 was the last place value, and that's at the thousands. Very, very well done. What about this second one? Sir? No, you don't say 003. You read the number as normal. This would be, okay. What number is this right here, guys? Pretend nothing else existed. Go ahead, 3,000. Okay, but what's the last place value? So let's put it together. This is 12 and 3,214 millionths. You read the number as normal. Where you see a decimal place, it's an and then you continue reading the number as normal, but you end with the last place value.
See here now, in this, you have only 4-digit numbers and these 0 is not having any digit. So you read it normally, 12 and in place of decimal, you will use and 3,214 millionths. You read the number normal, but at the last, you will write the last place value. Understood till here? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a minute.
So this is 12 and 3,214 millionths, because that's the last place value. Does that make sense, brothers? Okay. Next. How would I write this one? 0.3263. How do I read
Now,
that?
who will try this? How you will read this?
Mommy.
Yeah.
Mama,
Please. They are children, those who are not raising their hands. Anubhavi? Anubhavi,
Yes, ma'am.
please try this.
Ma'am, the second one,
The last one.
the last one. Okay, ma'am. Zero.
This one. 0.3263. How you will write in the words?
Okay, ma'am. Three. 300.
It is 300.
No.
You read it normally.
3263.
See, if you read this is ones, tens, 100,000, assuming this is 1,000, right? 3,000.
3,000. Ma'am, we will read from back.
You will?
Ma'am, we will read from back.
No, you will read from the front only. Suppose this is the normal number, this is not the decimal number. Assume this is the normal number, 3263. How you will read 3263?
Ma'am, in normal,
In normal.
3,263.
Yes. But now, if
Excuse
you
me,
write
ma'am?
it in the decimal, yes.
Ma'am, can I say that?
Wait, let Anubhavi complete this. Anubhavi, yes. Now, after reading it in the normal way, what you and with this? Now, what place value you will write at the end?
Son,
You have read this 3,263. Then what you will write at the end? Yes, Aryan, can you please explain?
When the video has started, he has said like when there is no whole number, we will say in the format in which we do decimals like 0.3263.
Okay. 0.2 0.3263. Again, you are doing it with the second rule, reading it normally.
Ma'am,
Yes.
can I
Yes,
Ma'am,
Tara.
0.3263?
63. Then what will come at the last?
63,000.
Ma'am, can I-
10,000.
Yeah. Last place value of 3 is 10,000. Now
Correctly,
listen
yes,
it
sir.
carefully.
No, you don't go 3-2. That's not how you read a number normally. No. 3,263, but what's the last place value? 10,000s, brothers. 3,263, 10,000s.
The last place value of 3 is
I know it feels
10,000.
weird, but listen to the directions. I appreciate your honesty. Read the number as normal. Guys, with all due respect, you know how to read whole numbers already. That's 3,263, but what's the last place value? 10,000s. Read the number as normal, but end with the last place value. So that's 3,263, 10,000s. Okay, remember, this is a video. So I want you to go home tonight and rewatch this and really understand what it would be.
Now open your notebooks. Open your notebooks. This is the match the columns. One side it is given in the words. One side it is given in the numbers. You have to tell me which is the correct way of writing it into the words. These numbers are given like it is given 0.0003. Which will be the correct answer of this? How you will write it in the words? Tell me fast. Search it.
Ma'am, 10,000.
10,000. Ma'am, 10,000.
It is there in the option.
10,000.
It is there in the option. Yes. Now do one thing. Don't write it in the match form. You write the number. Write the correct answer in front of that.
So, ma'am, we have to write the number and the
Write the correct answer.
Okay.
Next is 4.5. How you will write it in the words? Tell me the answer.
4 and 5
Ma'am,
Yes. Which is the option?
4 and 10.
Which is the option here given?
Ma'am,
E. Yes. Please start writing in your notebooks also.
I have written one example in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am. I will check. Yes, ma'am has written. First one ma'am has done. This way you have to do in your notebooks.
Ma'am, can I answer the third one?
Yes, please, Advika.
3 ones and 56 hundredths.
Again, ones is coming.
3 ones.
Why ones you have to write?
ma'am, can I say?
3
and 3 and 56 hundredths.
yes. Yes.
G.
So which is the option here?
G.
Yes.
Ma'am, can I say?
Yes, fourth one, please try.
258 thousands.
Yes. 258,000. So which is the option here? Option number A is the correct answer of number 4. Next, 1.0245. How you will write it in the words?
Ma'am, can I say?
Yes.
1 and 25,000.
Yes. Please write it.
And please keep checking in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am. No, Kanan, you have to write here in the class. Ma'am has written 1 and 25,000. Yes.
Then it's 12 and 34, 10,000, right?
Let me check.
Even I am enjoying today.
Ma'am, can I
Yeah.
say?
12 and 34, ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000. 34, 10,000s. 12 and 34, 10,000s. Option number D.
Ma'am, can I say next?
Yes.
100,000.
Tens, 100,000, 10,000. Then what will come next?
Ma'am, 100,000.
100,000s. No. 100,000s. Wait. This one, F. 100,000s. Please check if your answers are right.
Ma'am, eighth one is 8 and
Ma'am,
301,000.
Yes.
ma'am, 800.
301,000.
1,000.
The last option, I.
Ninth one, ma'am.
Yes, please. Tell me the ninth one. Who is going to tell me?
Excuse me, sir. I am on phone.
Ma'am, can I say?
Who is on fourth? Please complete it fast.
Ma'am, 112 and 21, 10,000.
21, 10,000. 21,000.
21,000.
Yes, 112
Sonia, I
and
have
21,000.
seen the 10th one.
You have told the 10th one.
Ma'am, can I say the 10th one?
Yes, please.
112 and 21, 10,000.
Yes.
H.
Please write fast.
Renu ma'am, can you
I have written all the answers in the chat box, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Yes,
Renu
tell me,
ma'am,
Kannan.
ma'am, you can scroll up.
Okay.
Better see in
Kannan,
the
all
chat
the
box. All
answers in
answers
the
are
chat
there.
box. All answers are there in the chat box.
Ma'am, the second one is not there.
You are still on second one.
Who's that?
Do it fast.
There I have written the second one also.
Okay, those who have completed, I'm going to explain them the second rule also. You can apply any one rule when it is being told to you and it is being asked from you in any exam that write this decimal in the words. You can apply any one method. So I'm going to explain you one more method, which is that the way Aryan was doing, that he was reading after the decimal single digit, right? The second rule is the whole number part is read as usual and the decimal part is read as point, and after the decimal part is read digit wise. Listen it carefully now. I am reading the rule number 2, and I'm explaining you the rule number 2, how to write the decimal numbers in the words, right? So the rule number 2 is, first of all, you write before the decimal, read and write it as usual the way you write. For example, ideally you give me one example, I will write it in the words with the rule number 2. And I will write in the chat box.
27.
I said 27.
275.321.
321. Okay. Now I will write this with the second rule is 275. 275.
Wait for a second because I'm on 9 only.
It's okay. You completed. You first have to pay attention here also, right? Listen this. Also the second rule. Now before the decimal, you write it with the normal method 275. Now in place of decimal, you write point. The first rule you were writing, and in the second rule you will write point. 275 point. Now after the decimal you will read the digits digit wise. 321. 321. So this will be your answer with the second rule. 275.321. Now please write some examples with the second rule. Write the number also, write it in the words also. Start writing in the chat box. Please give me some examples with the second rule. You can apply any one rule of writing the decimal number. Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes, Nisha.
Ma'am, can you slow down? Slow down.
Okay, wait. Okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Please mute your mic. Nisha,
Yes, ma'am.
mute your mic.
Okay, ma'am.
Children, please give me some examples with rule number 2. Yes, Trisha has given 635.57. Very good. So when you are writing the decimal numbers into the words, you can apply any one rule.
So, ma'am, like I have a question. Like you have written that this 275.321. So we have to write in a notebook.
Yes, you're right. Give 5 examples with the rule 2. Notebooks also.
Ma'am, can you explain in detail because I did not understand.
Give me one example. You write any one example, Devanshi, in the chat box.
Okay, ma'am.
In numbers, the decimal numbers. And then I will explain you that.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am has written 453.28. Very good, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have a doubt here in the match the columns. Ma'am,
Yes.
it's the 9, 10, 1. It is written 112 and 21 in both of the options in H and J. So, ma'am, we can write any one, na?
No, the one is different. The other one is different. That is 10,000, I think.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Ma'am, can you say the 9?
Ninth one is 112 point. Sorry, and. In place of a point, you will write and with the first rule. And 21,000.
Answer. 9 and 10 answer because there's not written.
I have put it in the chat box again. It is written, please. Check the chat box.
Check chat box, please.
Okay, ma'am.
Now see the options. Children, you understood both the rules of writing the decimal numbers into the words? Yes or no? Yes. Please give me some examples with the second rule also. Krishita, in place of point, you have to write the word point. Don't put the decimal. You have to write the word point. 626.592.
Ma'am, I
Even
have
Aheli has also
completed.
done a mistake.
Yes?
Ma'am, I have completed this work. I have to mail it to you.
No, this is your classwork. I will send the worksheet on the same. That you have to send.
35.152. So the numbers will be 235.150,000.
Devanshi, what you want to ask?
Ma'am, Prashant is asking something.
Yes, Vishal, just a minute. Mute your mic.
Excuse me, ma'am. I was writing, so I didn't understand rule 2.
Okay, I will explain.
Yes, ma'am.
I will explain rule 2 again. Rule 2 again says that if the number is in the decimal, so before the decimal, you will read the number as normal.
Okay, ma'am.
Till here understood, Devanshi and Rishang, both of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Before the decimal, read the number as normal, the way you read. And to the decimal, you will read as point. And after the decimal, you will read the digit as digit wise.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give me one example, Rishang?
Yes, ma'am. I'm writing.
Okay. Please write it in the chat box. Devanshi, you also write it in the chat box. So in exams, no one will tell you that you have to write the decimal numbers, in which form you can apply any one rule and write it into the words. Am I clear to everyone? Both
Yes,
the rules are correct.
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have written the maths that you showed. Now we have to do the second rule and write 5 maths.
Yes. 5 examples by your own.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Which Daksh is this? Please turn on your camera.
Can I if I have done?
Yes. Please complete this exercise which I have shown you. Please complete it in classwork. And with the second rule also, write 5 examples by your own. And on the basis of today's topic, very good, Ishana, I'm going to send you the worksheet. Please do it today and send it me today.
Excuse me,
Don't
ma'am.
leave it pending. Do your work on the same day. Am I clear to everyone? Yes, Devanshi has written 8.3.
Yes, ma'am.
Devanshi, please check your answer.
Excuse me, Renu ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have written 20 on new page because there was no space, so I can continue down.
Yes, you can continue down.
Renu ma'am, which Daksh is there?
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Wait a minute.
Which
Thank
Daksh
you.
is there?